Welcome to Marty's Garden, a place where you can learn how to grow fresh food, organic food, sustainably in your backyard. In today's video, I visit a friend's worm farm because he came up with an amazing solution on how to keep ants out of the farm. And also I show you a few other tips and tricks to keep your farm healthy and productive through the seasons. G'day my friends, Marty Ware here. Now I'm up early this morning, not far from where I live, to film this worm farm because a friend of mine, I helped him set it up about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's absolutely just deliciously full of worm castings. Now he's been feeding this worm farm really hard and really heavy, and it's been attracting a lot of ants, and because he forgets to feed sometimes and he gets enough water in there, he puts this reservoir tray down below which collects a bit of mozzies unfortunately, but it keeps the ants out of the worm farm. So we're going to dig in here, get to the second tier where all the worm castings are. Oh man, it's really heavy when you do it that way, but look, I gave him some of my Marty's Garden compost, so it was already a great compost, and now it's been, which is the bedding, and now it's turned into this stuff. As they like to call it, black gold a lot of times, and there's little worms and everything still all through here. And we'll get him there. If you look, it's not going to focus in, but unfortunately, not a problem. You can just see there's just, look, tons of it. I'm going to close it up because I don't want to disturb these worms in here. I opened it up before and they all started going back down. So I'll put this back in. The only problem with doing it this way is they get really heavy and can be really back-breaking. So what I'm recommending now is you just put half the amount, what I used to say before, which is pretty much fill your worm farm right up, and then put a cone in the top some way so they can climb up and down the levels. And you can do that with just by filling it up with the straw or the sugar cane so they can actually move up and down that and then move to the next spot. Now, it's got some liquid here, some worm wee, which they like to call it. Now this is full of awesome, well, nutrient dense, and it's got a lot of good bacteria and stuff in there. Now if you just get another bucket and drop that in a few times, pour it up, dropping it down, dropping it back, mix a lot of oxygen in here, it works even better. And if you've got some wet material in here, some dry material such as cardboard or newspaper, wet that down with this, and that adds that bacteria layer onto that, and they come up and feed on it much quicker and turn it into a better casting. Now I'm going to go and put this on the garden for my friend. If it's very strong, just water it down so it looks like a weak tea before you apply it to any plants. So it's all about water, guys. Ants hate water. And if you put a tray around the bottom like my friend has, it's going to keep the ants away. But if you've got any branches or anything touching it, or any other ways for them to get across, ants will figure it out because they like to find food as close as they possibly can to their housing. That way they don't have to use up as much energy, and if you're going to provide them fresh food, they're going to take advantage of it. So I recommend that you do something like my friend has, or don't put as much food in, or keep your worm farm not so dry, because it's the dry layers where they hang up the top and harvest their food. Now you would have noticed the straw on the top, well that's actually sugar cane, and if you put it nice and thick, as my friend and I have been doing, it creates thermal mass. And what that does is it creates a thermal blanket, so it keeps them cooler in summer and the warmer in winter. Little pockets of air get in between the mass, and don't push it down. A lot of people will push it down and compact it. That's wrong. You want it light and fluffy, like a fluffy mulch that would be along the bottom of the forest, and they'll move up and round through it, stay nice and dark, and they just absolutely love that. Alright, look, I'm Marty Ware from Marty's Garden. If you haven't subscribed to my show and you want to learn more about growing fresh organic food in your backyard, of worm farming and all that cool stuff, subscribe to my channel before you go, and leave any comments or questions down below, because I love to get back to you. I love to hear what you got to say, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Lots of love to you all, and I'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.